Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Fresh Baked Disney, the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. I am your host, David, and it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We're gonna celebrate Wednesday today from DCA and Buena Vista Street, or at least we're gonna start here. And I guess since we're in California, technically, maybe this is like a Santa Ana thing happening right now. But I hope not, because truth be told, I can't stand the wind. I am not a fan of actual wind. I'm a golfer by heart and by nature, and that is, we hate the wind, okay? And for a lot of reasons, but anyway, I don't want to get into a diatribe on that. Let's follow the Disney California Adventure winds and see where that takes us today. For those who are not familiar with Wednesdays and what that means, rather than having an agenda, I just let the park tell me what to do. And this is a great thing to do when it's busy, when it's super crowded, when you're feeling the pressure and you want to enjoy the park, but everything seems to be getting in your way. Well, that's because your agenda is at odds with what is happening around you. You are not getting any sort of assistance from the park in that sense. So instead of trying to impose your will on Disneyland or California Adventure in this case, we recommend just letting the Disney winds guide you. Start walking and just see what grabs your attention. Look at that. See, there's an attention grabber. What a cute outfit for Donald. That's like Archie Comics kind of outfit. He found a friend. He's bashful. We're not going to let the winds take us into the Hollywood backlot, I promise. Let's take this down the parade. Oh my gosh, look at this lineup for folks trying to get into the Carthay Circle restaurant to get a bougie drink or two. Good luck to you. You know, I never really understood the allure of doing that. But then again, I'm not a big drinker, nor do I like to spend $15 or $20 on a drink, for that matter, especially not while I'm at Disneyland. I mean, time is precious out here, right? Am I right? I was heading down the freight corridor and then I heard this sound, which I'm sure you can hear quite well. Look at how wonderful that is. And they just kind of inserted this here. It's the backside of Grizzly Peak. You walk right by it so often, but have you ever stopped and looked at it? I mean, people get their picture taken right over there, right? That's a thing, sure. But this is beautiful. You know, and that's kind of the thing. DCA did a lot of things right. It does a lot of things right, but we don't appreciate it like we normally would, because it's done in such a awkward and sort of haphazard manner in a lot of ways. So the things don't. Hey, what's up? They don't. There's not that sense of attraction, that magnetism toward it. You don't get pulled towards it. But hearing that made me think, I want to go to Grizzly Peak Airfield and to Grizzly Peak River Run. We're not going to ride, but I do want to kind of get that vibe, because that is one of the most chill places in the entire resort.
I knew what they were signing up for.
Not only is this place chill, but it is one of the most expertly themed lands anywhere. Grizzly Peak Airfield. They've done a very thorough job of setting the scene for you. I love it here. I don't come here very often though, with the camera, or otherwise anyway, because I'm not a fan of Soarin'. I don't like the attraction. And that's really the main thing that you do here, is go to Soarin', or you go to Grizzly Peak, which is where we're heading now. But again, that's a seasonal thing, and I don't know, it's hard to take the camera on that ride often. I've messed up so many videos trying to film that ride. But Grizzly Peak truly is a land of scenic wonders, and it's yours to enjoy. And this is why you come to Grizzly Peak. Just looking at this makes me happy inside. It's so good. Oh, and hearing that as well. I want to be on this ride right now. I really do. I wonder if there's a way, like how at risk am I in taking Son of Fancy Cam on Grizzly River Run? Is that a terrible idea? I think it is a terrible idea, but I really want to see how the camera looks, or how this ride looks through that lens. That's Grand Californian right there. I just had a little mini sort of fantasy in my head, spending a night at the Grand Californian, maybe with one of those views right there. Spending a night here, staying, in the hotel, exploring the entirety of the hotel, and then leaving through this exit to go to Redwood Creek, or Redwood Creek, well, that too, but to go to Grizzly Peak and do only this land. Like, that's your whole day. He's excited too. But that would be like sort of the most faux camping, well, bougie camping, what do they call that? Glamping experience that you can pretend to camp. I don't know what I'm talking about, but doesn't that sound cool? Doesn't that seem like a really cool idea? If you just had money to burn, I would do that one of these days. I would come to Grand California, spend the night, and then spend my day only at Grizzly Peak. I would ride this ride a couple times, do Soarin', of course, go to Redwood Creek, maybe meet Goofy or Pluto over there. That seems like a pretty good day. Even when it's crowded, it feels chilly here. I hardly ever feel stressed out. I mean, hardly ever do I feel stressed out at Grizzly Peak. You know what? Let's go. Okay. One of my favorite spots to go. It gets even better when you're talking about looking at Grizzly River Run in action and feeling the scenic wonder. Where are the rafts? Oh, there's one. There's a geyser right there. We're in the geyser zone right here. Let's see if anybody gets hit. I don't even know if it's working. I thought I saw it working last week, but I don't remember. We should have seen it by now, so I'm gonna guess not. So they're safe. They have no idea. They have no idea how lucky they are that they escaped without without the geyser. Oh, I wonder if she had fun. Just a couple months, all of this will be full of people. Not so much in February, but yeah, this queue, wall to wall. Another beautifully themed attraction inside a beautifully themed land. I love this little office. It's so great. When they do it right, they do it right. You know what? You got to call it when you see it. Love Grizzly River Run, Grizzly Peak. I can't think of a single thing wrong with the time that I just spent right here. This is amazing, but we're not done. Let's keep going, Fresh Bake. Drive slow. Children fishing near here. You guys, stop it. This place is so fantastic. Look. All of this is just for show. So good. Atlas Engine Works, Indianapolis, Indiana. An engine for what? You guys, what's this for? Why is it in Grizzly Peak? 3.5 what? I love how whenever I start doing one of these Wednesday videos, they wind up turning into somewhat sort of semi-acoustic vibe picking up type deals. Another awesomely themed gift shop here, the Russian River Outfitters, Wilderness Wear and Gear. I was going to go in there, but I think I want to show you Humphreys. We're gonna leave at Humphreys. That's what I'm feeling right now, because I love the Humphreys gift shop back there at the airfield. These guys don't know what they're getting into. Maybe they do, and they're gonna do it anyway. Those kids are feeling a little nervous. How many times in a row could you ride Grizzly River Run? Is there a challenge in there somewhere? Not just a quantity, but some kind of achievement that you can unlock? How wet can you get, baby? Oh, at first it's yay, it's fun, happy, laughter. And then it's the water and the screaming and the terror. I want to go to the woods for real now, super, super bad, and walk on a trail and look for skunks and bear cubs and coyotes and have a fire, but be safe about it and don't burn the forest down, and make marshmallows and sleep under a tent and be scared all night wondering if anything's going to murder you in your sleep. And that's a real thing for me, by the way, Fresh Baked. I'm not even joking. That's one of the reasons why I don't like going camping. It's not because I don't like the actual act of camping. Apart from the fact that I'm a bit of a homebody, I don't generally leave the house. I have a lot to do. You know, I'm a workaholic, so it's hard to get me away. I love the idea of camping, but it scares the crap out of me because I am defenseless. I'm worried about bears and Jason Voorhees and getting lost and Blair Witch projects. It's not for me. But I have been to Big Sur. I have seen trees just like this for real. My dad was a big camper and he would take us out all the time. Yosemite and other places like that. And he drove us through the tree. I forget what it's called or where it's at for sure. But I remember loving it. I remember very much loving it, even though I got stung in the eye by a bee and my eye swelled up and I couldn't see for like 3 days, but I still had a great time. We were just here for a live stream, weren't we? No matter. Guys, don't sleep on Redwood Creek. Don't. I know it feels like it's a place just for kids, but I'll tell you this much. I am a 50-year-old man by myself without a kid, and I am having the time of my life right now. This is the Disney Winds achieving its objective. Ooh, just look, follow these trails. Are we going in the right direction or are we going the opposite direction of this? I can't tell. What is that? What are those? Is it a mountain lion? No, they have different paw prints, don't they? Do you see I think that's a mountain lion track right there. So what are those? It's some kind of bird. Nope, not a yellow-bellied marmot. Nope, not a coyote. Definitely not a river otter. Nope, not a California quail. There it is, the bighorn sheep. It was here all along. You know, each fall in the Sierras, the sound of rams butting their horns together can be heard up to a half mile away. As can the sound of Ronnie blowing the whistle on the Mark Twain. This is where fun lives. Feel this energy. Can you feel it? It is 100% happiness. None of that usual tension that you sometimes feel when you're at Disneyland proper. Here it's just peace and fun and people having a good time and enjoying themselves. Very, very underrated. So many kinds of berries underrated. Like 9 berries. You could almost hardly believe that you're at Disneyland right now. How well removed you are from from all that madness. It really is. It's the equivalent, I guess, of Tom Sawyer's Island. In a lot of ways, DCA tried to recreate, things that are happening at Disneyland, and this would be kind of the equivalent of Tom Sawyer's Island. For whatever that's worth, this is way better than Tom Sawyer's Island. I love Tom Sawyer's Island, mostly though for the history and the views that you get of the rest of Disneyland while you're in there. But as an experience, as a thing to do while you're in it, Redwood Creek Challenge, hands down. Well, there you go, Fresh Baked. Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. Don't sleep on the Redwood Creek. We interrupt this Grizzly Peak transmission for a cat. And now she can't be bothered. I think that's Francisco. I think that's his name or her name. There's 2 here that live in this area. And as promised, Humphreys Service and Supplies, one of the best themed gift shops in the resort. I mean, look at, they've got a sign up here for nature hikes. You can join one today. Learn about Grizzly Peak's flora and fauna. Informative, scenic, no 2 hikes are alike. There's half-day destinations. Everybody, we're gonna leave at sunrise from Antelope Meadows, Badger Brook, Bobcat Pass, No Man's Bluff, Raccoon Creek, Spotted Bat Caves, Eureka Lake, Honey Rock Ridge, and Mule Deer Meadows. All of these hikes are conducted by Ranger J. Audubon, Woodlore, visiting expert from the Brownstone National Park. A reference to the Audubon Society? Or is there an actual person? I guess there probably would be. Look at this. I guess it's for your bikes. So if you want to go on a bike trail, you can fill up with air here. It's so great. I mean, they've got not just a canoe, but 3 canoes in here. All of these were never used in Back to the Future. Before the retheme, when it was more of a proper airfield, there used to be a plane up there hanging from the rafters. Now just canoes, which I prefer, I think. Things we've always asked for is land or attraction-specific merchandise. Smokey the Bear t-shirts, coffee mugs, thermoses. Even, oh my God, they've even got a proper thermos back there. Like you're actually gonna go camping and buy your stuff here. That's so great. Oh my God. A lantern for your camping trip. Junior Adventurer binoculars. And a tiny little, what is this for real? It's a tiny lantern? You got a mental compass. Guys, yes, there was an open box that is an actual, it's not a very big lantern or a very sturdy one for that matter, but it's a lantern nonetheless. And you can also get a magnifying glass if you want to examine the flora and the fauna. A metal whistle in case you run into a bear or get lost, which would happen to me. And a microscope. This still cracks me up. I asked this question years ago when we came in here once. Does anybody actually buy and play the camp game? It's the game that grows with you. What bird is pictured above? Is it a red-winged blackbird, a dove, or a cardinal? Ooh, well, we know it's not a dove, but is it a red-winged blackbird or a cardinal? I'm gonna go with cardinal. And just straight up theming. I love this place. I wanna shop and buy stuff here just to support it because it's so great. And check out the cashier, the cash wrap here, back in a cage like that. Oh my God, it's my favorite. I mean, there is generic merchandise here, you know, like the stuff that you can get in any shop anywhere. But I really do appreciate the effort that they take to keep that to a minimum. And for the most part, what you have here is at least an attempt to be specific to this land, unlike, you know, what you might see in Frontierland, where they have Buzz Lightyears for sale in Frontierland. And that fresh baked is Humphreys Service and Supplies, and that is our Wednesday episode from Grizzly Peak. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with more Wednesdays, I hope. Fresh baked. We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh baked!